Hi there, Montessori school leaders. I'm Camila Campuzano, the community manager of Montessori Thrive and Nido Marketing. Welcome to the Nido Marketing YouTube channel, where every week I make videos to help Montessori school leaders improve their Montessori marketing, grow their enrollment, and find a sense of support and community online. In this week's video, I'm going to be sharing my 5 tips for school leaders when it comes to closing off the academic year on a high note and making sure that everybody in your community feels valued and appreciated. So let's go ahead and get started. So, as the end of the academic year approaches for many of us, I just wanted to create this list so that you can keep in mind a few things that you can do as a school leader in order to close off the school year on a high note and make sure that everyone in your community feels appreciated, as well as just helping you get some things in gear in terms of marketing for your school and inspiring families to stay connected with your community. My first recommendation for school leaders is to write thoughtful thank you letters to all of your staff members. Remember that as a Montessori school, one of the major perks of working at your school is that sense of community and appreciation. We're able to offer our teachers a safe space, hopefully a positive working environment, and that is one of appreciation. I recommend you take some time to really sit down and write these personal and thoughtful letters. Make sure everything is personal, and you're able to highlight all of that individual's accomplishments throughout the year, what they've done right, what you've noticed that they've improved so much upon, the lives that they've touched upon during that school year. Just take a moment and recognize everything that they have done. Feel free to invite some of your staff members to help with writing these letters. It doesn't have to be just you, but it's nice to take the time to do this. You can also include a thoughtful gift as well. If you're able to, this might be a nice additional touch. It's great to hand these out on the last day of school so teachers can either open them right before leaving or when they get home, and it really allows them to end that school year on a high note, see that all of their hard work has really been appreciated, and it kind of leaves them looking forward to a great new start to the following academic year. So just something to keep in mind. These are a great thing that you can do at the end of the year. Another thing that I would really encourage school leaders to do as they close out the year is to collect testimonials and feedback from families. So testimonials are really going to help you grow your community by providing social proof to those future prospective families who are going to come your way. And feedback is going to help you improve your school community. So it's important to be collecting both of these. And obviously not every single parent is going to respond, but I think it's important to put some things in place so that you get a couple of feedback notes and a couple of testimonials to close out the year. So first thing you want to remember is you want to make it easy for families to submit feedback. Things like automated forms, if you're using a CRM, are really helpful. An anonymous questionnaire can also be helpful. You can do this on paper. If you're paperless, you can also do this via an email or form of some sort. Or you can also just use Google Forms. I think there's a way to make Google Form responses anonymous as well. Another option would be SurveyMonkey, but these can really help you collect that important feedback that can help you improve your community. If you need templates for parent reviews or feedback, we have some of those on the Montessori Thrive collection. The link to Montessori Thrive is in the description below, so you can check it out. It's one of our many resources for school leaders. I also recommend a personalized approach when it comes to collecting testimonials. I really suggest talking one-on-one with those families who you've noticed have really thrived that school year, and you can ask them for a testimonial personally. They can submit it via a statement. They can maybe be invited to film a video, or through an email, just submit kind of a paragraph of their experience with your school. It's great to kind of approach those families who have just really lived your mission and go up to them and say something along the lines of, we would love more families like you in our community who have really thrived and benefited so much from Montessori. So would you mind writing us a statement or recording a short video clip talking about your experience with our school? And this will really hopefully encourage them to support your community. And if they're happy with how their Montessori experience went, I'm sure they're willing to share. These testimonials are crucial to your Montessori marketing strategy. Social proof is really necessary when it comes to that decision-making process that prospective parents are going to go through when it comes to the school selection process. So just something to keep in mind, the end of the year is a good time to just check in with families, collect that feedback, and to speak one-on-one to those happy families to collect testimonials. Number 3 is you want to have a way to keep in touch with families and alumni. And what I mean is those that are within your community who are coming back next year and those who are going for good. They've graduated, they've aged out of your programs, they're moving on to new schools. You want to make sure that you invite those families to keep in contact. There's a lot of value in keeping in contact with your community members beyond their time with you. Remember that one of the major perks of signing up for a Montessori school is a sense of community that you wouldn't necessarily get in a public school. So make sure to really capitalize on that and find unique ways to stay in touch with families and alumni. A great way to do this is you can create a Facebook group or just an online space that graduate families can join in order to keep in contact. You can also give parents information on how their child can stay in touch with the school for support down the line. Doesn't matter if they're primary, they're small children, or they're older. You can always say, we welcome all of our alumni back if they'd like to visit the classroom, if they'd like to volunteer at some time in the future. You're more than welcome to. Just let us know if you're interested, and we have opportunities for your students, for your children to keep in touch with us. Another great thing is to create a contact list for graduates so that you can invite them to appropriate events. So once families have aged out of your programs, you don't have to remove them from your contact list entirely. You can just kind of re-tag them, especially if you have a CRM program, this works great, and invite them to future events such as fundraisers or any big community events, even open houses, because they can be great to serve as kind of an in-person testimonial for prospective parents on those open house days. So you could invite them to appropriate events. Obviously, you won't be sending out as many emails as those families who are currently enrolled, but it's great to keep in touch. You can also tell families that you love getting high school and college graduation letters. It's always great to see where your alumni have gone, where their futures are headed, because you can kind of brag about this to parents who are touring your school. You know, you can say, wow, we get so many graduation letters of our alumni going to great colleges, going to Ivy League schools, you know, getting their dream career choice. And it's a great thing to share, and it just keeps families connected to your school. So encourage families, you know, I know you only were with us, you know, until your child was 8, but we'd love to see where they go in the future. So please send us your high school and college graduation letters, because we love to see where our students are headed. So these are just some great ways you can still keep in touch with those families and alumni in the future. And remember, you can always ask for testimonials down the line. Sometimes parents might need, a year in public school to really see the difference that Montessori made. You know, they say, wow, my child was over-prepared. They're in gifted programs because of Montessori. And you can always check in with them for a future testimonial. So something to keep in mind. Another thing that really just sets you above and beyond other schools is you can offer families resources during the summer months. So oftentimes, you know, parents are a little bit overwhelmed or stressed when the summer comes around because they know they're going to, you know, have to do a lot more with their children, especially these busy working parents. So it's great to offer them some resources that they can use in order to continue to bring a Montessori education into their life and into their homes during those summer months. A great thing you could do is create a PDF or a page on your school website with links to all sorts of resources. Just sit down for an hour or two and look on Google for an array of different resources. Things like parenting videos and podcasts that you find helpful. There's a lot of public ones that are great. Some activity ideas that you think would be great for children of different ages within your programs that you offer at your Montessori school. Developmentally appropriate toys and activities. Reading lists, you can do it by age. You can say our favorite books for summer reading. What local museum exhibitions are on this summer that parents might be interested in? What community events are on that parents might think are fun. I know there might be some live music events that are appropriate for children. There might be some community garden events, things like this that parents might not be aware about, but if they learn from you, they'll be grateful. Another thing is maybe a list of local libraries and their reading days. Things like this are really helpful to families. And it just shows that you're willing to go that extra mile to provide support to families during the summer months. So even though you're not with us, we're still providing value. We'll still provide help for your family. So that's just going that extra mile. Finally, my fifth tip is to really recognize your STAR community members. Ultimately, your parent community is so valuable to your school. There's always going to be those particular staff members and particular members of the parent community who have gone above and beyond, whether it's really doing so much for your fundraising, being so involved in helping teachers. Maybe you have a couple parents who have come in and subbed or have come in and helped volunteer for your school, whether it's gardening or building something for your classrooms. It's important to really take the time to honor those parents and teachers who have gone so far above and beyond for your school. I know some schools do things like have a brick that's engraved on the school or on a path in the garden. You can also just write them a thank you letter and offer them a gift personally. These things are just important because we're nothing without our community, and community management is really important when it comes to school leadership. So you want to make sure you're always doing the most to recognize all of your STAR community members. Now, all of these tips, you don't have to do all of them. I know it's overwhelming. The end of the school year is already busy enough and we have so many things going on. But if you really want to end things on a high note, feel free to use these ideas. They can really help you create a positive community within your Montessori school. So I hope you found them helpful. I would also love to hear what tips you have to share. What do you do as a school leader in order to make sure you finish off the academic year on a high note? Please drop any thoughts, ideas, questions in the comments below. We always love hearing from you. Additionally, if you need any school leadership resources, remember to check Montessori Thrive. As I mentioned earlier, the link is in the description below. And have a great summer, whether you're starting now in May or you don't end the school year until later in June. I hope everyone gets some well-deserved rest. I'll be back next week with another Montessori marketing video. Until then, take care.